This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show.
Let's get the thoughts of the coach. This chat with the coach is brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker in the Northridge Plaza and online at compareMyCoverage.com.
Back in Maize South High School, the Hayes High Indians get set to take on the Maize South Mavericks, and we're joined by Coach Tony Krogh. Coach, this is a week filled with a lot of emotions and a lot of changes for your team, which you hope wouldn't happen this deep into the season. But the COVID quarantine has reared its head and it's hit your team.
Yeah, we got the we got the news that we were going to have some guys out, and so we're dealing with those. But I think the whole state's dealing with it, and we're just like anyone else, you're hoping that everyone's kind of dealing with it, and you're not the only team, and I think that's probably the case.
The offense, like they've had to do all year, has had to change some things around. How long did it take to come up with an alternative plan on offense?
I don't know. We've got two, and one of them is stick kind of like how we've been doing things and play the younger kid at quarterback, and the other one is snap it to the best football player in the state every down. And so we've got two plans. It didn't take long to adjust. We had to adjust mentally. Okay, what do we want to do here? And so we've got both those plans. Probably snapping it to Jaron a little bit more. But it just had to wrap our minds around how to get in a Wildcat package or what to do without the other two at Q.
Well, speaking of emotions, there were some good emotions too, coming off the Western Athletic Conference Championship, rolling into that on Monday. Was there still some good that came out of this week?
Yeah, I don't think, Dustin, we're not hanging our heads. We told the kids at the beginning of the week, we've been really lucky so far. We haven't missed. We had Dylan out versus Great Bend, which is a precautionary thing. But we really haven't, for the most part, we've been pretty lucky the whole season. We missed one game. But for the most part, we've had a full roster, and so we just told our kids all week, guys, just next guy up and let's go. We still need to feel good about being able to play football games, and we feel like we have plenty of guys that we can move around and still make things happen. And so, missing a defensive back and missing two guys on offense, we just told the guys step up and let's go play and see what happens. Who cares?
All right, let's talk about the opponent, Maize South. This is a team that ended your season in the playoffs a year ago, and like you guys, they had a lot of underclassmen in some key positions. They're still very, very good.
Yeah, they're real good. It's a really good football team, and we're excited to they're so good on offense. They are so consistent, I guess, at putting up points. You see the big numbers here and there, but I think a lot of times those are maybe against some lesser opponents, but even against good opponents, they're putting up consistently 30, 35 points. And then their defense is just, really solid again. Maybe not quite as big up front, but just guys flying all over the place, making plays. And they're just not going to give you games. They're a team that's going to come out and battle you. I think they're one of the best teams in the state, and we're excited to kind of see where we stand against those kind of teams.
I was going to ask, do you view this game as a bit of a litmus test because of playing them a year ago and getting them again this year?
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of see it as a chance to see, take a look and see where we stand, where we kind of fit with the rest of the teams in the state. Are we just a good Western Kansas team, or are we a good team relative to the rest of the state? Now, I don't know that we'll get our true look at it because of some of the limitations with our roster tonight, but I still think we told the kids, guys, if we come out and compete with this team with our limited roster, then that tells us everything we need to know.
You mentioned their defense, and their defense has been very good in the games they've won. In the games they've lost, they've given up 30 or more points. What was the difference in those two games, or was it simply the opponent they were playing?
Yeah, really good teams they were playing. That Maize team, holy cow. Maize is incredible. Hutch, that offense, slowing that thing down. And even Newton, Newton is really good. You look at their opponents, and they've had some big wins there, but they've got a really tough schedule. And I think their opponents have been the biggest difference maker. I think it's a really good defense. I think you have to play great offense, or you're not going to score points on them.
How about your defense? You mentioned you got one guy out. Did that change much?
No. It brought Hunter Harris back down to outside backer strong safety, which he did last year, so he's familiar with it, but he hasn't done it all year this year. And he was man, he was getting much better at corner every week, but we just had to move him back inside. And so, yes and no. I mean, it doesn't change a ton, but Bill Scott had been a 2-year starter there that's really, really done a good job of understanding the role of the back end of the defense and how to make it fit to the front end. And so, yeah, I mean, it could create some issues with communication, different things, but we think we've got it all ironed out throughout the week.
This is a different offense than you faced before. This is a pass-heavy offense. Talk about getting ready for that this week.
Well, and they definitely give that illusion, and they'll throw it around. Early in the game, they really like to see what they can throw on you. They really like to get the quarterback in a rhythm. The Shields kid's awesome. I mean, he's a great player. And they like to get him in the rhythm and throw it to number 2 and throw it to number 4 and throw it to the tight end and leak the back out and throw to him. And then they'll sit there and run it on you until you stop the run, and then they'll find ways to make the big play again. So, as soon as you start thinking you can just play their pass offense, they can run the ball really well too. And so I think they are as balanced and sound as an offense as we've seen all year, and one of the best in the state. And so it's you kind of got to pick your poison, and I think our defense is really excited about the challenge.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Dustin.
Big game in Maize tonight at Maize South High School. The Hayes High Indians, the Maize South Mavericks. More coming up on your Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy.
How we looking, Vivian? Okay.
Stay with your family group and promptly exit the stadium. Maize South would like to thank you for your cooperation.
Fresh off their Western Athletic Conference title and the first since 2014, the Hayes High Indians head back out on the road for a fourth time in 6 games as they meet up with the team that ended their season 1 year ago. From Maize South High School, welcome to Hayes High Football. Along with Vivian at the KFIX studio, Dave for Hayes Post Video, I'm Dustin Armbruster. Now that Hayes High has the conference crown firmly in their grasp, it is time to shift their focus forward. In the sights of the 5-0 Indians is the team that brought their season to a halt right on this very field 1 year ago in the playoffs, the Maize South Mavericks. The 2020 season was dubbed with the theme, Prove It. That is what Hayes High gets a chance to do tonight. Despite the 5-0 record, there seems to be plenty of naysayers about the Indians' season. The 3-2 Maize South Mavericks may very well be considered the favorite heading into this game at home. Hayes High has proven it against the Western Athletic Conference. Now they get to prove it tonight on the road at Maize South. Each time the Indians have been presented a hurdle, they have cleared it. A new and perhaps taller hurdle has been placed in front of them this week. Find out in 30 minutes if they can clear that said hurdle. Time to take a break on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. When we come back, we will start to take a look at tonight's opponent. This is Hayes High Indian football on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Positive news, running back Roy Maroney, who missed last week's game, did get some reps during practice this week and is warming up tonight. Hayes High is 5-0 and hasn't opened a season 6-0 since 2014 when they started 6-0. Let's go into tonight's opponent breakdown, and it's of the Maize South Mavericks, coached by Brent Pfeiffer. He is the only coach in the 12-year-old program and has grabbed over 80 wins in that time. The Mavericks were undefeated until Maize ended their season in the playoffs last year, one round after Maize South beat Hayes here in Maize 41-10, a game that Hayes took an early 7-0 lead. The offense is a spread that features quarterback Colin Shields. Easily regarded as one of the top quarterbacks in the state, the 6'2 senior has thrown for 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions over the 5 games that the Mavericks have played. He now is at 3,780 yards in his career and holds an offer from D2 Wayne State and has interest from other Division II programs like Southwestern Oklahoma State, William Jewell, and Missouri Western. The running back that the Indians fans may remember from last season, Hunter Neiman, is a two-way starter this year, but is out for tonight's game. Instead, it is Evan Cantu, and all he has done is run the ball for over a 7-yard per carry average. Shields has 2 main targets in the passing game. Jake Johnson, 43 catches, 10 scores, and over 600 yards. Byron Fitzpatrick has 15 catches and averages over 10 yards per reception. The Mavericks defense was dominant last year, holding opponents to just 12 points per game. However, graduation took 7 starters, and they are without 3 more starters this evening. 2 on the defensive line, and 1 of their 2 safeties. In the 3 wins that Maize South has this season, their opponents have scored a total of 16 points. They shut out Great Bend in Week 1, allowing 6 points to Salina South and only 10 in a win over Newton. In the 2 losses for the Mavericks, they have allowed 76 points, 34 in a 1-point loss to Hutchinson, and 38 in a 4-point loss to crosstown rival Maize, who is still undefeated and number 1 in the west half of 5A. It was a game that Maize South had a lead at 21-10 at halftime, did not get into the end zone in the first half from 5 yards out and couldn't convert on 4th and 1 during that drive, and had the lead still with 1:35 to go in the game, but did not win. This is game number 2 for Hayes High and Maize South. They played last year for the first time, and it was the playoff victory for Maize South 41-10, ending Hayes High's season. The second game of this series, the 2 are scheduled to play again in 2021, will break a tie with other opponents Hayes has played just once in their history. The Indians lost to Alton in 1926, beat Atwood in 1935, had a scoreless tie with Claflin in 1925. They lost to Hill City in 1938, lost to McCook, Nebraska in 1987, and Omaha Roncalli in 88. They beat St. Francis in 1953, Webster in 1922, and Woodston back in 1921. The second game tonight will put it into a tie with 14 other teams, including Goddard Eisenhower, who the Indians played for a second time earlier this year. Also teams like Bison, Lions, Natoma, Osborne, and Smith Center, among others. That's tonight's opponent breakdown, brought to you by Eagle Radio's digital marketing. Is your business ready to advertise on Facebook, Google, and other popular places online, but you don't know where to start? Contact Eagle Radio at 301-2211. We'll step aside on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. We'll take a look around the Western Athletic Conference and the west half of 5A next. This is the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. You by Hertz Rent-A-Car, serving you from 609 East 8th Street. Clean, high-quality vehicles with many options. If you need more room for a family vacation or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for your next business trip, call 623-4116 for your reservation. For 8 seasons now, Hertz Rent-A-Car has been getting our broadcast crew to and from road games, and it is a popular place to get your car or vehicle for your next trip. They were helped out by Fort Hays Auto Sales in getting us a vehicle to bring down here. Hertz Rent-A-Car and Fort Hays Auto Sales share the same location. We drive a 2017 Ford Escape that you're able to purchase tomorrow on the lot at Fort Hays Auto Sales. Let's take a look around the Western Athletic Conference. The WAC race is done. Hayes High is the conference champs at 4-0. Dodge City and Liberal each finished 2-2. Garden City is at 1-2, Great Bend at 0-3. Those two will play next week. Maybe. Let's look at the Western Athletic Conference. Dodge City is 2-4 on the year after their loss to Hayes High last week. They take on Goddard Eisenhower this week on what was supposed to be an off week for Dodge City because they couldn't find an opponent. However, Great Bend is unable to play their game this week. Their game was supposed to be against Goddard Eisenhower. It apparently is because of COVID-related issues with Great Bend and the entire team needing to quarantine. Goddard Eisenhower is 2-4 on the year, just like Dodge City. Garden City is 1-5 after a loss to Capon last week, 56-0, a team Hayes is scheduled to host next week. Earlier in the year, Capon and Great Bend were supposed to play, but Capon couldn't make the trip because of quarantine. Now the Buffaloes are home for the final 2 weeks, and they take on Ulysses tonight. The 3-3 Tigers will play 3 WAC teams this year. They already beat Liberal 22-12. That started a current 3-game winning streak. They will play Garden City tonight and are scheduled to take on Dodge City next week. Liberal, the Redskins, have won back-to-back games. They beat Garden City and Great Bend. They'll finish 2-2 in the WAC. However, they're not playing tonight. They forfeited their Week 7 game. They were supposed to play Capon. The press release from Capon says it's not directly due to COVID. Liberal will take a loss in the standings and minus 13 points in the marginal points. Liberal had made their way up to the 12th seed in the west half of 5A. Capon, who Hayes plays next week, said they're looking for a game. They were unable to find one, meaning they will receive a win because of the forfeit and gain 13 marginal points. They're the 6th seed going into tonight, so they eagerly await the outcomes of tonight's games around the state. Great Bend, we mentioned, is not playing tonight due to COVID. The Panthers are 0-5 and are scheduled to play at Garden City next week. That's your look around the Western Athletic Conference, provided to you by HayesPost.com. Stories about this game, highlights, and coaches' post-game comments can be found at HayesPost.com following the game. There are 9 teams that still have a shot at a home game in the Week 9 portion of the schedule in the west half of 5A. The west half of 5A has 3 undefeated teams. Maize is undefeated after beating Maize South and is 6-0 on the year. They have Derby and Hutchinson left on their schedule. Hayes is number 2 at 5-0. Wichita Northwest is 4-0, and really the only test they'll get, maybe not even a real test, is tonight against Wichita East, considered the second best team in the City League. They'll have Wichita South next week. Goddard and Hutchinson are the 4 and 5 seed at 5-1. Goddard plays Salina Central and Andover yet. Hutchinson plays Campus and then Maize next week. Capon is the 6th seed, currently at 4-1. Again, they don't play tonight, so they'll be 5-1 and gain 13 points. They could move up as many as 3 spots in the west half of 5A by not playing tonight. In fact, they could move up as many as 4 spots by not playing tonight, even though they wish they were playing. Andover moved up to the 7th seed after last week and is at Andover Central, then hosts Goddard next week. Maize South is the current 8th seed at 3-2 at 3. Bishop Carroll on points, who is also 3-2. After tonight, Maize South still has a game at Derby. Bishop Carroll is at Bishop Miege tonight and will host St. Thomas Aquinas next week. It's another big week in the west half of 5A. Not only this game, Hayes High and Maize South, the 2 and 8 seed currently in the west half of 5A. Goddard, the 4 seed, plays 15 seed Salina Central. Capon was supposed to play Liberal. Again, that's a forfeit. And then at the bottom of the standings, number 16 Newton, they are at number 14 Salina South. Next week, a lot of games in the west half of 5A pairing off as well. The last 2 weeks in the west half of 5A are very fun to watch and interesting to see how the seedings will shake out. This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show, Hayes High at Maize South. We're going to get the thoughts of Coach Tony Crow next. This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show and the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy.
This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show.
Let's get the thoughts of the coach. This chat with the coach is brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker in the Northridge Plaza and online at comparebycoverage.com.
Back in Maize South High School, the Hayes High Indians get set to take on the Maize South Mavericks, and we're joined by Coach Tony Crow. Coach, this is a week filled with a lot of emotions and a lot of changes for your team, which you hope wouldn't happen this deep into the season. But the COVID quarantine has reared its head. COVID quarantine has reared its head, and it's hit your team.
Yeah, we got the we got the news that we were going to have some guys out, and so we're dealing with those. But I think the whole state's dealing with it, and we're just like anyone else, you're hoping that everyone's kind of dealing with it, and you're not the only team, and I think that's probably the case.
The offense, like they've had to do all year, has had to change some things around. How long did it take to come up with an alternative plan on offense?
I don't know. We've got two, and one of them is stick kind of like how we've been doing things and play the younger kid at quarterback, and the other one is snap it to the best football player in the state every down. And so we've got two plans. It didn't take long to adjust. We had to adjust mentally. Okay, what do we want to do here? And so we've got both those plans. Probably snapping it to Jaron a little bit more. But it just had to wrap our minds around how to get in a Wildcat package or what to do without
championship rolling into that on Monday. Whereas there's still some good that came out of this week.
Yeah, I don't think, Dustin, we're not hanging our heads. We told the kids at the beginning of the week. We've been really lucky so far. We haven't missed. We had Dylan out versus Great Bend, which is a precautionary thing. But we really haven't, for the most part. We've been pretty lucky the whole season. We missed one game, but for the most part, we've had a full roster. And so we just told our kids all week, guys, just next guy up and let's go. We still need to be, we still need to feel good about being able to play football games. And we feel like we have plenty of guys that we can move around and still make things happen. And so, missing a defensive back and missing two guys on offense, we just told the guys step up and let's go play and see what happens. Who cares?
All right, let's talk about the opponent, Maize South. This is a team that ended your season in the playoffs a year ago. And like you guys, they had a lot of underclassmen in some key positions. They're still very, very good.
Yeah, they're real good. It's a really good football team. And we're excited to, they're so good on offense. They are so consistent, I guess, at putting up points. You see the big numbers here and there, but I think a lot of times those are maybe against some lesser opponents, but even against good opponents, they're putting up consistently 30, 35 points. And then their defense is just, really solid again. Maybe not quite as big up front, but just guys flying all over the place, making plays. And they're just not going to give you games. They're a team that's going to come out and battle you. I think they're one of the best teams in the state. And we're excited to kind of see where we stand against those kind of teams.
I was going to ask, do you view this game as a bit of a litmus test because of playing them a year ago and getting them again this year?
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of see it as a chance to see, take a look and see where we stand, where we kind of fit with the rest of the teams in the state. Are we just a good Western Kansas team, or are we a good team relative to the rest of the state? Now, I don't know that we'll get our true look at it because of some of the limitations with our roster tonight. But I still think we told the kids, guys, if we come out and compete with this team with our limited roster, then that tells us everything we need to know.
You mentioned their defense, and their defense has been very good in the games they've won. In the games they've lost, they've given up 30 or more points. What was the difference in those two games, or was it simply the opponent they were playing?
Yeah, really good teams they were playing. That Maize team, holy cow. Maize is incredible. Hutch, that offense, slowing that thing down. And even Newton, Newton is really good. You look at their opponents, and they've had some big wins there, but they've got a really tough schedule. And I think their opponents have been the biggest difference maker. I think it's a really good defense. I think you have to play great offense, or you're not going to score points on them.
How about your defense? You mentioned you got one guy out. Did that change much?
No. It brought Hunter Harris back down to outside backer, strong safety, which he did last year, so he's familiar with it, but he hasn't done it all year this year. And he was getting much better at corner every week, but we just had to move him back inside. And so, yes and no. It doesn't change a ton, but Bill Scott had been a 2-year starter there that's really done a good job of understanding the role of the back end of the defense and how to make it fit to the front end. And so, yeah, it could create some issues with communication, different things, but we think we've got it all ironed out throughout the week.
This is a different offense than you faced before. This is a pass-heavy offense. Talk about getting ready for that this week.
Well, and they definitely give that illusion, and they'll throw it around early in the game. They really like to see what they can throw on you. They really like to get the quarterback in a rhythm. The Shields kid's awesome. I mean, he's a great player, and they like to get him in the rhythm and throw it to number 2 and throw it to number 4 and throw it to the tight end and leak the back out and throw to him. And then they'll sit there and run it on you until you stop the run, and then they'll find ways to make the big play again. So, as soon as you start thinking you can just play their pass offense, they can run the ball really well too. And so I think they are as balanced and sound as an offense as we've seen all year, and one of the best in the state. And so it's you kind of got to pick your poison, and I think our defense is really excited about the challenge.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Dustin.
Big game in Maize tonight at Maize South High School. The Hayes High Indians, the Maize South Mavericks. More coming up on your Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy.
Thank you. Back at Maize South High School, the Hayes High Indians and the Mavericks of Maize South getting set for action in week number 7 of the high school football season. Big matchup tonight, number 2 in the west half of 5A, Hayes High, number 8, Maize South. Let's go over your keys to the game, brought to you by HayesPost.com. Adapt and overcome. The Indians are without several key pieces on the offensive side. It is yet again another change in scheme for Hayes High. Can they produce enough offense? Maize South is a prime example of offensive efficiency. Can Hayes High's defense that has shut down teams all year rise to the occasion against an offense that is very balanced between running and throwing and has the best passing game that the Indians have seen all year? One final break. Kickoff is coming up next on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. South High School, the Hayes High Indians taking on the Maize South Mavericks on the road for the fourth time in 6 games. Let's get to your starting lineups, and we go to the defensive side. For Maize South, defensive tackles Blake McCormack, 190-pound junior, and Peyton Wishman, a 265-pound senior. Defensive end will be Josh Coleman, 190-pound junior, and Brandon Bowles, a 185-pound senior. Linebackers Britton Forsyth, 170-pound junior, Connor Neal, a 190-pound sophomore. Cornerback Anthony Johnson, a 165-pound junior. Jaden Ockert, a 170-pound senior. Safeties are Lottie Yamas, the third, 175-pound junior, and Caden McBratney, 165-pound senior. The Hayes High defense goes like this tonight. Trey Adams, the 239-pound senior, and Gavin Hazelhorst, the 220-pound senior. Maize South has won the toss. They will defer, meaning Hayes High will get the football. The tackles tonight, Carson Spray, 254-pound sophomore, Gavin Nutting, 242-pound junior. Linebackers, Gavin Myers and Dalton Dale, a pair of juniors. Cornerbacks, a pair of seniors, Brett Orth and Dawson Von Felt. The Bandit backers tonight, Wyatt Crane and Hunter Harris, because Bill Scott out this evening, and the safety is Tucker Veach, and those are your defensive starting lineups for tonight's 2 teams. Uniform update has the Hayes High Indians in their white uniforms, maroon numbers, white helmet, and their maroon pants. Maize South Mavericks, all black. Black helmet, black jersey, black pants, white numbers, and your uniform update is brought to you this evening by Phase 2. A big thanks to Phase 2 for providing game day apparel for our broadcast. Quick turnaround and ready to help your team. Phase 2 next to Big D's Rental on 22nd Street in Hayes. This is the Hayes High Sports Network powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Before kickoff, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Kicking off for the Mavericks, number 1, Sam Park.
Hayes High will send Jaron Kanik and Tucker Veach back to return the kick at about the 10-yard line from freshman Sam Parks, who has a kickoff return or a 1 touchback this year. Kanik comes up and fields at the 21. Right side return 25, hand in the back of a defender, reverses field. He's at the 35-yard line and then swarmed under by a bunch of black shirts, and the Hayes High Indians good starting field position at their own 35. Well, here's the starting lineup on offense for the Hayes High Indians, and the big news is that running back Dylan Dreiling and quarterback Jordan Dale are out tonight because of quarantine. They are out without them, and then also Ashton Thomas is out with a hip injury tonight. So Jaron Kanik is the quarterback. Roy Maroney is the running back from injury. Carson Kiefer, Dalen Swartz, and Miles Keller at the wide receiver spot. It's going to be a keeper left side by Jaron Kanik. Makes one guy miss, but there's the rest of the defense for a tackle for loss back to the 34-yard line for a loss of 1 on 1st and 10. So the offensive line goes like this. Grayson Walburn, left tackle. Carson Russell, left guard. Remington Cox is the center. Gavin Nutting, right guard. Derek Riggs, his first career start is at the right tackle spot. Bryce Salmons into the ball game as well. He's tied in right. Kiefer, and this time Kyler Beckman, wide receivers to the right side. Hayes High will take their time getting the play in after losing about a half a yard on 1st down. Probably see a heavy dose of Jaron Kanik tonight. Roy Maroney to his left for this second down and almost 11 play. It's a keeper by Kanik right up the middle, 40-yard line, dives over top of a defender and gets near the 43-yard line, setting up 3rd down and short for the Indians. 3rd and 3 coming up. The Indians on the season, 37% conversion rate, 20 for 54. That took a big hit a week ago when they went just 2 of 12 against Dodge City. Swartz and Beckman to the right side of the formation. Indians will get the line of scrimmage quickly set. 3 wide receivers to the right, and now Hayes High will stand and check the sideline with 7 on the play clock. Maroney to the right of Kanik on 3rd and 3 from the 43. It's a run right side for Kanik. Tries to pick a hole, slips on the turf, and goes down. The Indians will lose a yard. That was 2nd down and 2, I should have said. And they lose a yard on the play. So Hayes High 3 and out. They'll gain about 6 yards. And Hayes High going to be limited on offense tonight without Dylan Dreiling and Jordan Dale, the quarterback and running back, out of the game because of quarantine. Found out that they're going to have to miss this game. And Boy, what a game to miss. One of the biggest games of the year, and they'll be out tonight. So Hayes High will send Kiefer back to punt. 23 punts this year, 35 per punt average. He's had 8 inside the 20. He gets run into, no flag, and the punt goes out of bounds. Kiefer got run into, no penalty flag, and Maize South, after a 3-and-out, will take over the football. This is one of the most efficient offenses in the state of Kansas. Maize South averaging 480 yards per game, 260 rushing, 220 passing. Through 5 games, they're at 2,394 yards, led by Colin Shields, 6'2", 200-pound senior quarterback, 80 for 121, just over 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He'll send 3 wide receivers to the right. Quickly throw that way. The ball slips out of his hands, and Hayes High, I think, recovered the ball. They did. Hayes High has the ball. Trey Adams has it all the way down to the 25-yard line. Turnover for Maize South, just their 5th of the year. For the Indians, their 15th takeaway. And it's Hayes High football deep in Maize South territory after just 1 play. Shields went to throw, and it just slipped out of his hands, and Hayes High will start on the plus side of the field at the 25-yard line. A gift. Now the Indians got to take advantage. Kiefer slot left, 2 more wide receivers outside of him. Canick from the right hash will take the snap. He'll keep it himself up the middle, get swung around, and maybe get a yard to the 24-yard line. A lot of option tonight between him and Maroney. Roy missed what turned out to be the Western Athletic Conference Championship game because of an injury. He has missed about 2.5 games this year. Indians quickly to the line of scrimmage, tied in right. 3 wide receivers to the left side. Swartz to the far side, one-on-one coverage. Beckman in the middle of the 3 wide receivers. Kiefer is the slot nearest the line of scrimmage. Indians from the right hash. They get a fumble recovery by Trey Adams. Long snap count. Canick throws to Kiefer, left side, makes the first guy miss, and then maybe gets 2 yards. This Maize South defense is very quick to the football. Canick completes the pass to Canick and gets a yard. For Kiefer, his 14th catch of the season. He is 5th in the WAC coming in this year, into this game. 3rd down and 8 for the Indians, who did not convert on 3rd and 2 earlier. Indians, after picking up a fumble, it's a handoff. No, keeper by Canick. Canick stiff arm, 10, 5, touchdown, Hayes High Indians! Jaron Canick into the end zone, and Hayes High takes advantage of the fumble recovery. Canick runs it in, and the Indians from 23 yards out have a 6-0 lead here in Maize South. So 3 plays and a punt earlier, 3 plays and a touchdown this time, and the Hayes High Indians get onto the scoreboard. The 2nd rushing touchdown for Canick this year. The first one was at Great Bend as a wide receiver. Extra point from Jack Fields is up. It is good, and the Hayes High Indians have a 7-0 lead. They pick up on the mistake of Maize South. They were throwing on 1st down, fumbled the football. Trey Adams got the fumble recovery, the 1st of his season and 2nd of his career. 8:15 to go in the 1st quarter, and like a year ago, Hayes High came down, got a 7-0 lead, but then fell 41-10 in the playoffs. So Hayes High will need to play a little better than they did some 11 months ago. 23-yard run by Canick on 3rd down gives the Hayes High Indians the 7-0 lead. The Indians this year have now, in the 1st quarter, scored 71 points. And Trey Adams will be kicking off. A slight breeze into the face of the Indians on this kickoff. Beautiful night, but the coolest night of the year for football thus far. For the Mavericks, they will send Byron Fitzpatrick back to return the kick, and he stands at his own 15-yard line. 7-0 Hayes High on the Canick kickoff, on the Canick touchdown. The kickoff is going to be fielded at the 31-yard line and immediately taken down on the return. Hunter Harris with the tackle of Braden Winter. So Maize South will run their second play of scrimmage from the 30-yard line after fumbling on their first series. Is the Indians' 15th takeaway this year. Now 8 fumble recoveries and 7 interceptions on the year. Colin Shields, the quarterback with Evan Cantu to his right, averages over 7 yards per carry. 3 wide receivers right, 1 goes in motion, that's Fitzpatrick. It's a handoff to Cantu, and he gets smothered in the backfield for a loss of 1 back to the 29-yard line, maybe a loss of 2 to the 28. Gavin Hazelhorst on the tackle for loss, the 19th of his season, 41st of his career. The K-State commit gets into the backfield for a loss of 1 back to the 29-yard line. Cantu goes backwards a yard. Now it's a handoff to Cantu on a counterplay, and the Indians are there, but Maize South pushes the pile forward. It should have been a loss of a yard. Instead, it's across the 30, out to the 33-yard line. Cantu picks up 4, and it sets up 3rd down and 7. Maize South converting 50% of third downs this year, 26 of 52, coached by Brent Pfeiffer in his 12th year. The only coach in program history. Man in motion right to left. Pass near side is going to be caught by Winter, and I think he's taken down shy of the first down marker. This is close. And the official says right on the 40 for a gain of 7 for Winter. Braden Winter getting the start for Skylar Snow, who is out. Winter, his second catch of the year. His prior one was of 7 yards, this one of 7 yards, and Maize South converts on 3rd and 7 from the 40, right to left. Hayes leading 7-0, 7 minutes to go in quarter number 1. A Jaron Canick 23-yard touchdown on 3rd down. To throw, Shields. Under some pressure, rolls out to his left, now has to tuck and run, and Gavin Myers hits him on the sideline. Gavin Myers picked up an offer from Louisville earlier this week.
Gavin Myers.
Offers from Colorado, Nebraska, K-State as well. Gain of 3 to the 43 by the quarterback, Colin Shields. Through 5 and just over a few minutes of one game, Shields now with 200 yards on 41 carries. 2 right, 1 left. Handoff Cantu. Tries to go to the outside of the defense. Cantu will hit the edge, but the Indians get there to meet him after a short gain of maybe 2. Hunter Harris and Dalton Dale get over there for the stop, and it's a gain of 2 to the 45.
Hunter Harris. 3rd down Mavericks.
3rd down and 5 for Maize South. Indian defense this year allowing 32% conversion rate on 3rd down. Dodge City last week, 5 of 14. Shields, the quarterback, takes the snap. Indians bring a blitz. Pass near side, Fitzpatrick. 1st down in Hayes High territory. Tackle made by Hayes High on the sideline is the tackle made by Dawson Von Felt, senior cornerback, but not before the ball gets to the 44-yard line of the Hayes High Indians. It's a gain of 11 yards on the catch to Fitzpatrick. His 16th reception of the year, and immediately back to the line of scrimmage is Maize South. The quarterback stepping up into the pocket, now retreating. Shields rolling left side, throwing late. It's caught. Caught by Cantu on the sideline and gets hit as he gets into the red zone. The Indians thought they were getting to Shields, and Trey Adams, the defensive end, has come up limping, and he's trying to get over to the sideline. Catch by Cantu, and the Indians will bring Catterett into the ball game as a defensive end. Snap, handoff, Cantu, tests the left side, bounces off a tackle, taken down at the 10. The catch went down to the 16. It was a gain of 28 yards to Cantu, his 6th catch of the year, this one out of the backfield. Indian red zone defense this year. This is only the 10th time an opponent has gotten into the red zone. 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Hayes brings a blitz on 2nd down from inside the 10 and is thrown incomplete behind the intended receiver, Braden Winter. And 3rd down coming up for the Mavericks, who are 2 for 2 this year. This will be 3rd and about 4 yards. Hayes High is not allowed any points on defense this year in the first quarter. Shields has 3 wide receivers to the right. Crum tied in left. He looks that way, throws to the right side, caught by Jack Johnson. He reaches for the end zone. The official says touchdown, and that's the first points allowed this year by the Hayes High defense in the first quarter. Fitzpatrick hit 4 different receivers in 5 attempts on that drive, and he hits it from 10 yards out for a touchdown. It is the 15th touchdown for Colin Shields this year. For Jack Johnson, his 11th touchdown catch of the year. And we're tied up at 7 as Hayes High has given up their first points in the first quarter this year. A 10-yard touchdown pass from Shields to Johnson, his favorite target of the year. That is Jack Johnson's 44th catch in just over 5 games this year. Indian football is brought to you by Next Tech, Midwest Energy, Gibbs Auto Supply, Steel Fabrications, and Heartland Building Center. Hayes High still with Capon on the schedule next week. Maize South has Derby. West half of 5A has some huge games not only tonight but next week. There is nothing decided in the west half of 5A with 2 weeks remaining. There are 9 teams that have a mathematical shot for a home game yet. A 9-play drive for the Mavericks as they fumble on their first play of the game and then punch one in on a touchdown pass by Colin Shields. Throughout the night, we'll get you score updates on our Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. The war on 24. Number 1, Rossville taking on number 2, Silver Lake in 2A. Rossville up 7-0 in the first quarter, and that's about it so far. There's not a lot happening thus far. 7-7 here at Maize South High School. Sam Parks, the freshman who just booted one through the uprights, gets ready to kick off. Kanik and Veach back at about the 15. This one a deeper kick that Veach takes at the 10. Middle return set up to the 15. Veach at the 20. Gets taken down at the 25. Still on his feet out to the 28-yard line. Veach was not one of the returners to start the year. It was Kanik and Maroney, but with the injury to Kanik earlier this year and then to Maroney, it has become Tucker Veach back in the return game. The officials will mark this one at the 27-yard line. Hayes High, 2 drives, 3 plays and a punt, 3 plays and a touchdown. 7-7. Maroney behind and to the right of Kanik, who has to play quarterback tonight. High snap. Kanik goes back to retrieve it, runs out to his left, tries to get to the sideline, and ushered out of bounds by Caden McBratney, the safety who is starting tonight because of Braden Neiman being out. But the bad snap takes Hayes High back inside the 15, all the way back, inside the 25-yard line, back to the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 4. And now the officials blow their whistle, and the white hat coming to the near sideline. He turned on a microphone that we should be able to hear, but cannot. He's trying again, but cannot. 4:33 to go first quarter. 7-7 the score. And whatever the issue, we seem to be set. Second down and 14 for the Indians. Kanik is going to hand it off to Maroney up the middle and nothing doing. Loss of 2. Maroney's first run of the night. Indians back to the 21 and make that about the 22-yard line. Third down and about 15 for Hayes High. 1 of 2 on third down tonight. And back to the 21-yard line. Indians struggling this evening a little bit on this offensive side, and I think Maize South has already figured out that it is an option game, and that's what they're playing. Kanik is 1-for-1 passing tonight. He may have to go to the air on third down and 15. Jaron's going to keep it himself to the right. Now he's going to look deep. He has Beckman open at the 50. He makes the catch, and Hayes High will have a first down in Maize South territory. Canick got it deep to Beckman, and the Indians convert on 3rd and 15. A sprint out to the right side, and the Indians convert down to the Maize South 43-yard line. A pass completion of 36 yards to Kyler Beckman, his 3rd catch of the year. He had 2 catches for 39 yards all year. Got 36 on that one, and the Indians' drive stays alive with 3:25 to go. In quarter number 1, Indians have to hurry to the line. 3 wide receivers left. Ball on the right hash. A high snap again. Canick picks it up, retreats, gets across the line of scrimmage, inside the 40, carries some defenders inside of the 35-yard line. That's a first down for the Hayes High Indians down to the 32-yard line. That'll be a gain of 11, nearly 12 yards on a botched play. They'll put it at the 32. It's a gain of 12. And the Hayes High Indians pick up a first down on first down. 7-7, 2:55 to go first quarter after Hayes High gave up their first quarter points of the year. 3 wide receivers left for Canick. He'll hand off to Maroney. Cut back on the zone read. Gets a yard to the 31. Roy did not run last week, did not play last week, came into tonight, 55 carries, 311 yards. He went out in that Liberal game, had 82 yards with about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, was carrying well and pulled up with a hamstring injury on the sideline. Swartz, wide receiver, to the far side of the field as Hayes High goes left to right, so he's along the Hayes High sideline. Beckman, who had that big catch earlier, comes to the right side. Now Kiefer to the left. 2nd down and 9. Keeper by Canick. He'll go left side, jump cut. He's inside the 25 into the 24-yard line. Will set up 3rd down and shorts. Indians 2 for 3 on 3rd down. 1 for 1 on this drive. Will have 3rd and 2. Ball down to the 24. That was a gain of 7 for Canick, who has run the ball 8 times for 45 yards. His career numbers rushing the ball, 19 carries, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns coming into tonight. Minute 35 to go first quarter. Is this 4-down territory for the Indians? This is 3rd and 2 from the Maize South 24. Indians double tight. They go diesel package, run left side. Canick will carry for the first down as they put Spray and also Gavin Hazelhorst in the backfield, and the Indians will convert on 3rd and 2 down to the 21-yard line, picking up 3. They needed 2 for the first down. Indians 3 of 4 on 3rd down. They have already converted more 3rd downs tonight than they did against Dodge City a week ago when they were 2 for 12. 1:05 to go first quarter, 7-7. Hayes High and Maize South. The Indians scored first after a fumble by the Mavericks. Then the Mavericks went 9 plays and scored on a touchdown run. Here's Canick up the middle. He's inside the 15-yard line. That was just a straight-ahead run. The Indians into the red zone. Their first trip tonight on the year, Hayes High in the red zone, is 8 of 14, all touchdowns. They've turned the ball over 3 times on downs, once on a fumble, once on an interception, and they've missed 1 field goal. Canick got down to the, we'll call it 14-yard line, gain of 7 again. 2nd down and 3 from the 14. A turn, handoff to Maroney. Maroney gets run into in the backfield and dropped. That is one that Canick probably should have kept. It's a loss of 5 back to the 19. And the Indians will lose 5 on the play. So this will be 3rd down as the quarter comes to an end. 7-7 after 1 quarter at Maize South High School, a big-time West Half 5A showdown between the Indians and the Mavericks on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. is brought to you tonight by Hayes Kalon, Discount Siding, and the Hayes High Athletic Booster Club. And Hayes High and May South tied at 7 through 1 quarter. Indians in the red zone had the ball 2nd down and 3 from the 14, but went backwards 5 yards on the next play, so they have 3rd and 8 coming up. Hayes High is 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive, 3 for 4 so far tonight. 7 all. The Indians went punt touchdown. Mavericks fumble touchdown. Indians will go tight end right. 2 wide receivers left. 3rd down. Kanik rolls out to the right. Now he steps back looking to throw. Rolls back to his left side. Has an alley. Gets a block. He's at the 10. At the 5. Touchdown Hayes High Indians. And a late flag comes in on the play. Oh, it might be coming back. Kanik reversed field. Came all the way back across the grain. He scores, and a block in the back on the Hayes High Indians. Well, Dalen Swartz was the only guy in the area, but he was face mask to face mask with his person. So it takes the touchdown off of the board. Is the Indians' first penalty, the game's first penalty. The ball is back to the 23-yard line. Kanik gets 6 for the run, and now sets up 3rd down and 12. Oh, Kanik got it. Indians took the lead again. Now they'll set up 3rd down and 12. They converted for a 3rd time on 3rd down on that drive. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Kanik with Maroney to his right. It's a straight keeper right side. Kanik will try to get around. He needed 1 more block. He'll get to the 21, the original line of scrimmage. Boy, that's a tough go for the Hayes High Indians. So 4th down, and the Indians will bring on Jack Fields to attempt his 2nd field goal of the year. He missed one from 43 earlier this year. A slight wind at his back. This will be a 39-yard field goal from just inside the right hash. Fields new to the team this year. The snap to Veach. The kick is up. It is high. Is it going to be deep enough? And it's short. And the Indians will have a touchdown taken off of the board because of a penalty. They do not score from inside the red zone. How big will that turn out to be? $11 plays for the Indians, but they failed to score, and May South back out onto the field. Oh, that penalty. Hayes High would be leading minimum 13-7 right now. May South football from their own 20. A chance to take the lead. Handoff, Cantu, left side. Boy, that was the same blocking, holding penalty that Hayes High got called for. May South did not. Cantu takes it out to the 34-yard line, a gain of 14. Their best running play of the night. Fitzpatrick reached out and grabbed a hold of Hunter Harris's jersey as he was trying to make the tackle. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right for Shields. Turn, handoff, Cantu, straight up the middle. The Indians meet him and take him down. Gavin Myers on the tackle at the 37-yard line. They'll mark him just shy of the 38 on a gain of about 4 yards. Cantu, 23 yards on 5 carries. May South right back to the line of scrimmage. Crum in motion, right to left. It's a throw near side to Jack Johnson. Catch, and he's taken out of bounds just shy of midfield. 1st down for Johnson up at the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 10, and Shields is 5 for 6 so far. Pair of 10-yard passes to Jake Johnson so far, one of them for a touchdown, and immediately back up to the line of scrimmage. May South, Shields to Johnson, near side again, makes the first guy miss, second guy miss, and gets taken down in Hayes High territory after a 12-yard gain. Down to the Hayes High 40. Now the Indians missing tackles. And the Mavericks in a fast tempo offense. Send 2 wide receivers to the left, Winter and Fitzpatrick, 1 wide receiver to the right. Play action pass. Going for it all down the middle. The ball is going to be incomplete. Good defense by Hunter Harris. Got inside position. And the ball goes incomplete with 9:58 remaining. So the Indians score a touchdown, but it's taken off of the board on a block in the back. They end up missing a field goal after not being able to convert on third. It's 7-7, 9:58 to go in quarter number 2. You feel like that the Indians needed to take advantage of everything. Handoff Fitzpatrick. He goes to the far side of the field, gets hit once, twice, right at the line of scrimmage. Strung out on that side by Hazelhorst, and then the Indians there to take him down after no gain on the run by Byron Fitzpatrick, the wide receiver's 17th run this year. 3rd down and 10 for the Mavericks, who went 3 for 3 on their opening drive. Winter and Fitzpatrick, wide receivers right. They're joined that side by Johnson as well. 3rd and 10 from the Indian 40. Quick pass, right side is caught by Johnson. He gets hit right short of the line of scrimmage. This will be 4th and very short. The tackle by Dalton Dale. You got to imagine that the Mavericks will go for this. Johnson's 4th catch of the night. Shields will come up under center for this 4th down and about a half-yard play. He'll now retreat, face his team sideline, come under center again. Shields keeps it up the middle, and he'll convert right on top of the 30. He needed a half a yard. He got about a half a yard. And it'll be a 4th down conversion for the Mavericks, who have converted 8 of 9 third downs this year. Well, that penalty wiped off a touchdown. You feel like Hayes High with 3 guys not starting on offense tonight would need every point possible. Here is a handoff to Cantu, left side. Indians initially got there. He kept his hand on the ground, foot in the air, and was able to keep going inside of the line of scrimmage at the 30 and pick up 2 yards to the 28, call it 3 to the 27. Cantu, 26 yards on 6 carries tonight. Mavericks went 9 plays for a touchdown earlier. This is play 10 of this drive. Crum, halfback left. It's a run against that grain. Cantu broke a tackle. Veach takes him down at the 15. Indian defense getting gouged at times on plays inside of the 15 down to the 13-yard line. That's a 14-yard gain for Cantu. Mavericks into the red zone. 7-7 game. Handoff Cantu again. Straight up the middle. The Indians this time corral him in the middle of the field as they try to run between guard and center. A 1-yard run down to the 12. Second down and about 9, and the Indians, who looked like they took a lead, got it called back on a block in the back. See now the Mavericks threatening to take the lead for the first time tonight. Shields with Cantu to his right. 2nd down and 9, looking to throw, now scrambling to his left. He'll have an alley that's quickly closed down and pushed out on the sideline by the Hayes High Indians. I think that was Dawson Von Felter, Wyatt Crane were both over in the area. Down at about the 9, gain of 3, 3rd down from the 9-yard line. We'll call it 3rd down and about 5, 3rd down and 6 for the Mavericks, who are 3 for 4 on 3rd down. Their one non-conversion was on this drive, but they convert on 4th and a half a yard. Quick pass towards the end zone is caught. It is caught by the Mavericks. Jake Johnson immediately tackled by Veach. Is it enough for a 1st down? It is not. Needed 6. Got 5, but it looks like the Mavericks will go for it on 4th and again a yard from right around the 3-yard line. Shields 8 for 10 in this game. Shields from the shotgun this time on 4th and a half a yard. Keeper himself up the middle, tripped up short of the goal line at the 1. So they convert on 4th twice on this drive, a drive that has taken nearly 5 minutes. And it's a 1st down to the 1. And this time a keeper right up the middle, a handoff to Cantu up the middle, and the Mavericks have their first lead of the game. Evan Cantu from a yard out. And the Hayes High Indians, instead of a potential tie ball game right now, trail 13-7 pending the extra point with 6:52 to go in quarter number 2. Sam Parks, the freshman kicker, 26 for 27 on the year, including tonight. Boots through another one, 14-7. A 1-yard Cantu run, his 4th touchdown rush of the year, and the Hayes High Indians trail 14-7. Unofficially a 14-play drive. Mavericks have gone fumble, touchdown, touchdown. The Indians have gone punt, touchdown, missed field goal. The missed field goal, though, came after Hayes High scored a touchdown, but their only penalty of the game took it off the board. Indian football brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker, USD 489, and High Plains Roofing. At halftime tonight, our USD 489 halftime show, we'll have a spotlight interview with Matt Romey, the director of bands at USD 489, in charge of the marching band as well. And boy, they have had to overcome many challenges in order to just play their instruments, be on the field. We'll find out all of the regulations they have had to overcome so far this season. So the Indians down 14-7. This could be a tie ball game right now. Kanik and Veach to return the kick. Hayes High, the most points they've given up in a game this year is 14. That was against Great Bend. That's what Maize South has with 6:52 to go in quarter number 2. This is a different game than what different offense than what Hayes High has played this season. Parks to kick off into a little bit of a wind. Indians have their return men a little closer. Maroney is back to return the kick. The kick is high and short. It goes out of, does not go out of bounds. Maize South had a player offsides. It's the first penalty of the game by Maize South. One penalty on each team. But again, that one on the Indians, a big one. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update tonight. See if we can get an update for you. In the second quarter, McPherson up on Mulvane 28-0. Beloit over top of Minneapolis 20-7. Wichita Northwest in the second quarter against Wichita East, just 10-0. Wichita Northwest undefeated. Wichita East, pretty solid squad. The Indians were supposed to play East in the first game of the season, and that was canceled. Parks again to kick off, and this one again, a high, short pooch kick. Kiefer will call for the fair catch. So you had two guys on that side, both on the hands unit. Kiefer, a point guard for the basketball team as well, and Maize South just keeps it away from the return men, and the Indians will take over in front of the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at the 37. Hayes High, 3 plays punt, 3 plays touchdown, 11 plays missed field goal, but again, their only penalty took a touchdown off the board. Kanik at quarterback tonight. Maroney to his left. Handoff Roy. Try to go way outside, and that was not going to work. If the Indians try to go outside the tackles with that option, the Mavericks are right there. That is a loss inside of the 35 to the 33-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Tough running tonight for Roy Maroney. 4 carries, negative yards. Hayes High's had a little success going to the air tonight. 2 for 2 for Jaron for 37 yards. But again, Dylan Dreiling, who started the year at quarterback, and he's at running back normally now. Jordan Dale, who was a wide receiver and became quarterback, both out tonight because of quarantine. Blitzed by the Mavericks. It's a bad snap. Kanik picks it up, and lucky to still have the football back inside the 30. Hayes High went negative 4 yards. Now they're back to the 29 on another negative 4 yards. And it is 3rd down and 18 for the Indians. 3 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. Maize South won the toss and deferred. There's still 5:40 to go in quarter number 2, but the Indians need to keep a hold of this football. That defense was gouged for a 14-play touchdown drive by Maize South, who converted on 4th twice. Pass near side, Kiefer tries to set up the screen, and he's undercut at the 30. It's a gain of 1, and that is it. Maize South right now, they know exactly what is the game plan after Hayes High was unable to have a couple of their starters because of quarantine. And offensive lineman Ashton Thomas out tonight with a hip issue. And the Indians a second time tonight, 3 and out. And Kiefer will punt. on what is 4th and 17. Clock down inside of 5 minutes to go, second quarter, but this is the danger time for the Hayes High Indians. Kiefer's second punt of the night. He rolls out to the right, gets off a very short punt. End over end towards the far sideline and lands at the Maize South 49-yard line. A kick of 21 yards. And the Mavericks get excellent starting field position at their own 49. Maize South this year averaging 44 points per ball game. Here's their point totals this year: 56, 62, 33, 30, and 38. 14-7, Hayes High down by 7. 4:39 to go before half. This, you feel like, is already a must-have for the Indian defense. Shields, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cantu, who just scored a touchdown, is the running back. A throw near side for Fitzpatrick, wide open, and he dropped the football. The Indians, Ty Adams was in. He lost track of his guy, and it fell incomplete. Fitzpatrick makes the catch, and he is gone for a touchdown. Maize South went for a knockout punch on the first play after the Indians go 3 and out. Shields again, 2 right, 1 left, same formation. Crum the H-back in motion from left to right from the 49. Shields throwing left to right. Underneath the Cantu on a screen. Has one-on-one with Dawson Von Felt, and he'll take him down near the sideline and near a first down on a gain of 9. Cantu's second catch tonight. The first was on a scramble by his quarterback that he came back to get. 3rd down and 1 for the Mavericks, who were 3 for 5, but on the 2 they did not convert on 3rd down. They converted on 4th and short. Handoff Cantu up the middle. He'll get the first down as the Indians rip at the football, but unable to come away with it. Ball inside of the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Needed 1, got 2. And the Mavericks offense stays on the field, and they are a quick-pace offense. Same formation, 1 wide receiver left, 2 to the right. Shields, that quarterback position, drops back to pass, looks to the right, looking for the home run ball, has Jack Johnson open, caught, touchdown. Indians see the Mavericks go over the top. Hayes High, you felt like, needed every opportunity possible to stay in this game. They had a touchdown taken off on a penalty, then could not get off the field on a couple of long 3rd downs. This one on 1st down goes for 39 yards and a touchdown. The second of the night for Colin Shields, 16th of his season. 20-7 pending the extra point that is inside of the left upright and good. 3:40 to go on a 39-yard touchdown pass for Jack Johnson, his 2nd of the night, and, Jake Johnson, and his 12th of the season. And he is quickly piling up the yards tonight. 80 yards on 5 catches for Jake Johnson. We'll get Shields' number here tonight. He has been impressive. Easily one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Kansas this season. He is at 140 yards passing on 10 of 13. The one miscue by the Mavericks tonight was a fumble that the Indians scored on 3 plays later. Hayes High looked like they had taken a 13-7 lead on a touchdown, but it was taken off the board on a penalty. And it's not an argument of whether it's a penalty or not. It's the turning factor of this game. Indian football is brought to you by State Glass Company, Aflac Insurance, Sean Swartz, and Edward Jones, Daryl, Jeff, and Linda Seibel. Well, a big next 3 minutes and 40 seconds for the Hayes High Indians, the number 2 seed in the west half of 5A, playing short-handed tonight because of quarantine. Quarterback, running back, one of their bandit backers out. An injury took out an offensive lineman this week. Indians have cleared every hurdle that has been put in front of them so far, but this one right now is in favor of the Mavericks, 21-7. TMP in the second quarter up on Cimarron 3-0. Derby on top of Maize 14-12 in the second quarter. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. The Parks kickoff is short to the right side, returned from the 26-yard line. It's a middle return across the 35 to the 36. A return of 10 for the Hayes High Indians.
Wyatt Crane on the return.
Wyatt Crane getting a rare opportunity to touch the football. Brought it up to the 37 is where the officials will mark it down, and Hayes High needs to put a drive together. Again, Maize South won the toss and deferred. There's 3:34 to go until halftime. You do not want to give the Mavericks the ball back, and then they get it back to start half number 2. Canick with Maroney to his right from the 37. 3 wide receivers left side. Canick keeps it up the middle himself. He's at the 45-50, runs over a defender as he gets to the Maize South 46-yard line. Turns on the 4-4-1 speed up the middle, and he gets the Indians' second best offensive run of the night as he gets into Maize South territory at the 46. That's a run of 17 yards. That one was straight up the middle, and if a Maize South defender didn't get in his way, he was untouched to the end zone. Now 3 wide receivers to the right side. Maroney to the left. 4 down linemen. Maize South brings a blitz. Canick will keep it himself. Carry a defender to the 45-yard line, a gain of 1. Canick 15 carries tonight. In his career, he had 19 carries. At the quarterback spot tonight, 2nd and 9 from the 45 of Maize South. The Indians right now, all things square, would be down 21-14. As it is, 21-7, 2:36 before halftime. Each team with all of their timeouts. 2nd and 9. It's a handoff to Maroney. Maroney cuts back across the line of scrimmage, gets down to the 42-yard line. Gain of 3. One of the few positive running plays tonight for Roy Maroney. 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 for the Indians. Hayes High on 3rd down tonight is 3 for 6. One of that penalty that took a touchdown off the board was on 3rd down. They would be 4 for 6 right now. That one play was huge. Hayes High, 7 seconds on the play clock. They are going to use their first timeouts of half number 1 and talk things over. Canick 3 for 3 passing, 38 yards, 57 yards rushing. And again, the storyline of this game, the Indians without 3 offensive starters, quarterback, running back, and left tackle, all out tonight. They're out a defensive starter as well, Bill Scott, and it is a difference. In tonight's ball game, it has completely changed what Hayes High would try to do on the offensive side. Hayes High football brought to you by Paul Wartenberger Construction, Master Cleaners, Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, and Roof Masters. Maize South needs a win tonight to keep their chances alive at a first-round home game in the Week 9 portion of the season. They still have a game at Derby next week. Hayes High will host Capon next week. Capon was supposed to play Liberal. Liberal had to forfeit the game. So Capon, who comes into tonight at the 6th seed, will pick up a win and go to 5-1 and 13 marginal points. Maize South comes in at number 8 in the west half of 5A at 3-2. They're right behind Andover Central, who's 4-2. They are at crosstown rival Andover Central. Maize South is just in front of Bishop Carroll in points, both at 3-2. We'll try to run down scores for each of those as we go along tonight. Big night again in the west half of 5A. So Hayes High uses the timeout. Their first of 3. And they will have 3rd down and about 6. Maroney to the left. He'll come out of the backfield. They look for a pass that way. Now over the middle to Kiefer. Kiefer started to cut into the middle of the field. Canick threw more the post route. It's incomplete. I don't know if that's a receiver or new quarterback not hitting the right route, but the Indians potentially had an opportunity to hit that. And now Hayes High, what do they do on 4th and 6 from the Maize South 42-yard line. Clock is stopped. Play clock is at 15. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Indians lining up to go for it. Now Canick will step back. It looks like it'll be a punt, and it will be. And it's a high, short punt by Canick. It will land and roll inside of the 15-yard line, down to the 11, down to the 10. And so the punt does its job from the quarterback spot. Jaron's first punt of the year, a punt of 32 yards. And the defense has got to come up with a stop right before halftime. An 8-play drive that results in a punt. So the Indians punt, touchdown, missed field goal, punt, punt. Maize South has gone fumble, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Their last touchdown on 5 plays. This drive they'll start officially from their own 11. Shields drops back to pass, under some pressure, steps up, throws late to Cantu, who gets rocked on the near side by Hunter Harris. Holds on to the football. Harris took him down in bounds. Clock is supposed to be running. There it starts going again at about the 13-yard line. The catch by Cantu, but he paid for it on the hit by Harris. Shields to throw again, near side Johnson, wide open 20. Out of bounds, nope, stays in bounds at about the 27, 28-yard line. Gain of 15, another catch. Another catch for Johnson. This one of 14 yards. A throw near side to Johnson again, and he goes down at the 35, and Maize South will use their first timeout. Now the Indians giving a lot of respect to the wide receiver, Jake Johnson. He is running, for the most part, short routes that the Indians are running right past. That was a 7-yard gain after the 14-yard gain on the previous pass. 7 catches already tonight for Jake Johnson, 50 now on the year. And he is at 101 yards receiving this evening. He came in at 43 receptions, 607 yards. A 14-yard per catch average. Johnson, a 6'1", 190-pound senior. The Mavericks returned most of their offense from a year ago. They're without Hunter Neiman tonight, a 2-way starter. He had run for 378 yards and 7 touchdowns before being out. Evan Cantu has filled in nicely this evening, and when he's been in this season, 10 carries, 44 yards, and a score. Second down from the 25. Out of the Maize South timeout, 45 seconds before halftime. It's a counter play to Cantu, slips a tackle, spins out of another, and taken down inbounds across the 40 to the 42-yard line, a gain of 7. It'll be a first down. Shields 2 left, 1 right. Clock will wind after the first down. Pass near side Johnson. Johnson into Hayes High territory at the 48-yard line. That'll be enough for another first down. Johnson's 8th catch for 111 yards. Jake Johnson with a huge night. He has caught 4 of the last 5 completed passes by quarterback Colin Shields. He has lone coverage on the right side. The Shields look that way again. Fitzpatrick in motion left to right. Shields drops back to pass, dumps off to Cantu underneath at the 50, 45, left sideline 40, and gets rocked as he gets to the near side, to the far sideline. But it's another first down. This one at the 39-yard line. And a gain of 9 to Cantu. 2 favorite receivers tonight for Shields, Cantu and Johnson. Cantu in motion out of the backfield. Comes to the right side for 3 wide receivers. Shields throws that way on the wheel route, and it is incomplete. Trapped, says the official. And there is a flag in the backfield holding against the Mavericks. Indians, by the way, had Trey Adams leave the game earlier. He is not in on this drive. It's Will Catterett instead. The second penalty of the night on the Mavericks will be 1st and 20. Clock is down to 14 seconds before halftime, and the Mavericks backed up to their own 46-yard line.
Remains first down.
And it'll be first and a lot longer than 20. Again, my soapbox, the only level of football where it's from the spot of the penalty and not the line of scrimmage. And, of course, it's high school that you try to see if you can convert first and 25 or 30. Fitzpatrick in motion, left to right. He'll be the only wide receiver to the near side. A screen over the middle to Johnson. Johnson with the catch at the 50, at the 45. Flag on the play, and this will come back. Yeah.
Pass completed to number 2, Jake Johnson.
This is a hold or a block in the backfield. Indians had read the play. The completion is at the 49, or the flag is at the 49, holding on the Mavericks. And that draws boos from the Maize South crowd. The catch to Johnson will go for 7, his 9th catch of the night for 118 yards. 7 seconds on the first quarter clock, on the first half clock. Indians down 21-7. Now Hayes High backing some guys further off the line of scrimmage. Shotgun for Shields on first and about 35. Handoff Cantu up the middle. 50, 45 of Hayes High, and hit on the sideline and knocked out of bounds by the Hayes High Indians' Hunter Harris. 1 second on the clock, and Maize South can see what they want to do with the football here. That was a 16-yard run by Cantu, is at 67 yards. What does Maize South do with 1 second on the halftime clock? 1 wide receiver to the far side, 2 to this right sideline, which is the thin side. It's a play action. Shields rolls out to his right, under some pressure, throws late, and it's almost intercepted by the Hayes High Indians. Logan Casper was in the area, and that is the half. Hayes High down 21-7. One of the few mistakes Hayes High made tonight cost them 7 points. It was their only penalty of the first half, and they're down by 2 scores at the break at 21-7, playing shorthanded here at Maize South tonight. We'll step aside. Your USD 489 halftime show is coming up on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy.
Welcome back to the USD 489 halftime show from Maize South this week, and it's time to take a look at the happenings at Hayes High School. The cross-country team was at the WAC meet in Liberal yesterday. Many good times were ran, according to Coach Gerald Harris, and a good way to end the regular season. They'll have regionals coming up next Saturday. The girls took 3rd, boys took 5th. The girls were led by Arely Maldonado, who ran a 16:05, Amelia Yeager 12th, Brenlin Albers 14th, Jacene Watson 15th, Avery Winter in 17th. On the boys' side, Landon Vierga was in 18th to lead the way. The soccer team was off this week. They resume play tomorrow at home against Classical School of Wichita. Welcome back to the USD 489 halftime show from Maize South this week, and it's time to take a look at the happenings
they give up
at Hayes High School. The
266,
cross-country
and for
team was at the
reference
WAC
point,
meet in Liberal
Hayes High on the
yesterday.
year has
Many
been
good
giving
times
up
were
on
ran, according to
average
Coach Gerald Harris,
195
and a good
yards
way to end the
per
regular
game.
season. They'll have
The
regionals
quarterback,
coming
Colin
up next
Shields,
Saturday. The
for the
girls took
Mavericks
third,
have
boys took fifth. The
189
girls were
yards
led
passing
by Arely
on
Maldonado,
16 of
who ran a
20
16:05, Amelia
attempts,
Yeager
and so
12th,
the Indians
Brenlin
tonight
Albers
playing
14th,
shorthanded,
J.C. Watson
down
15th, Avery
21-7.
Winter in 17th.
And again, one of the big moments
on the
of
boys'
this game,
side,
and it's
Landon
not a
Vierga
harp on the call.
was in
It was
18th to lead
a
the way.
penalty
The
that
soccer
took
team
a
was off this
touchdown
week.
off
They
of the
resume
board.
play
It was
tomorrow
the
at home
Indians'
against
only
Classical
penalty
School of Wichita.
of the first half.
Tuesday
So
they will
instead
host
of a
Wichita
potential
Trinity and finish the
21-14
regular season
score at
next
halftime,
Thursday
Maize
against
South has the
TMP.
21-7
The
lead at
volleyball
the
team will
break,
be back in
and
action
they get the ball
tomorrow
to
in
start.
Great Bend.
Half
That
number
is
two.
for the Western
5-0
Athletic
Hayes
Conference
High,
Championships.
3-2 Maize
Then head
South
to
is the 2
Goddard on the
versus 8
20th.
matchup in the West Half
Sub-State
5A
is next
is the
Saturday,
hometown
the
Mavericks
24th.
with
A quick
the lead at the
scheduling
break.
note that the Hayes
This
High
is the
9th
USD
grade and JV
489
football
halftime
team
show. When
is
we
coming
come
up
back
on
after this
Tuesday.
break, we will talk with the director of bands at USD 489, Matt Romey, on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy.
Welcome back to the USD 489 halftime show on the Hayes High Sports Network, brought to you by Herman Physical Therapy. We're joined at halftime in our spotlight interview by the director of bands for USD 489, Matt Romey, and I couldn't wait to do this interview. And I always like to do this interview when we have road games because it makes more sense since, Welcome back to the USD 489 halftime show on the Hayes High Sports Network, brought to you by Herman Physical Therapy. We're joined at halftime in our spotlight interview by the director of bands for USD 489, Matt Romey, and I couldn't wait to do this interview. And I always like to do this interview when we have road games because it makes more sense since, you guys are kind of busy at halftime. But when I looked down at halftime, and I wanted to see you guys at home once or twice to understand what the marching band had to go through in order to overcome COVID-19. Let me hear it from you because I'm not sure that I can still understand after watching all the changes that you guys must have had to go through.
It's been a lot, even just down to how we run class at Hayes High. I mean, we had to split the band in half, and we're using our normal band room and the entire vocal room. And thank goodness for my assistant director, Renetta Dawson, because we can, in that way, be in two places working on the same thing. But when we're learning music indoors, I mean, we can't cram 80 kids into one room and still adhere to the 6-foot spacing. So we split in half, and then what we do is after we're separated like that and we get our music learned, we then go outside, keeping our space, of course, and then we can play as a group again. But outdoors is really the only way we're going to be able to put things together, which will make things interesting later. But for marching band, fortunately, works pretty well. Beyond that, then what we have to do is when the students are not playing, they have masks on. When they are playing, obviously, there's mouthpieces involved. And so we let them take those down, but just to put the instrument up. And then as soon as the instrument's down, the mask goes back up. So it's just constant back and forth. And God bless them, they're being great about it. I know it's a hassle, and I know it's a lot to juggle. And then as far as the instruments themselves, my goodness, we have bell covers for the brass, these dual layer covers that go over to basically act as a mask for the instrument. And then the woodwinds have essentially funny shaped pillowcases. Again, 2 layers of fabric that when they're indoors, they actually go around the entirety of the instrument, because unlike brass, where the opening at the bell is the only place that anything's coming out, woodwinds, any open tone hole is a place where aerosols could be vented. So we had to take that into account when we were considering mitigating measures. So, it's just been a doozy. And then the last and most painful thing for me, honestly, is we have a 30-minute rehearsal limit indoors. The studies show that you can rehearse inside safely for about 30 minutes before you need to allow time for an air exchange. And so again, this is where marching band works to our favor. We can rehearse music inside for 30 minutes and then go outdoors, and then we're fine, and the air is going through an exchange process inside, so it clears out for the next group that's coming in. In the winter, that's going to be a little more interesting when we don't have that option, but we will cross that bridge when we get there.
How much of a concern was there that maybe you guys wouldn't be allowed to do any marching band this year?
Well, that was certainly a concern, especially early in the summer. There were a couple of really big studies, one out of the University of Colorado Boulder that we were especially waiting on, where they took each instrument into a room and they had all these incredibly high-tech sensors, and they measured the buildup of aerosols over time, and they measured where they were coming from on each instrument. And so, of course, that takes time and money. And so while we were waiting on those results, there was about a month and a half that it was looking a little bleak, if I'm being honest. So we're super grateful that we were able to get some music going, and even if it's not exactly what we wanted, I know I'm very grateful to just have anything, honestly.
Now, if there's ever a group that has practiced social distancing while they're doing their performance, marching band is it, because you don't cram everybody right together on the football field. Are you still allowed to march, and what things needed to be changed when it came to the actual marching part?
We are allowed to march, but again, the stipulation there is you got to keep the spacing if you're going to be moving around. And so we kind of took a little more relaxed approach this year in that regard, just because all the festivals are canceled. My thought was, let's just focus on playing really great music really well. And then the other thing that opens up is if the students want to switch out music, they get bored a couple games in, we totally have that option. Whereas when you're preparing a show for adjudication, you definitely don't change the music in the middle of the season. And so we're a little bit more the standing band than the marching band this year. But I really think that all things considered, at the end of the day, we're able to play together. We're still making music. And it's just, I don't know, there's something fun about being a little more relaxed too. So it's certainly not all bad.
Okay, I want to get to the good stuff. I don't want this to be all about COVID. Let's talk about the performance this year. What was the music selection, and how did that come about?
So we did just kind of a best of some hits from just the time they've been here. What I did was I just put a survey out to the students. Every title of every tune we have that we've used for basketball band, past marching band shows, and they just voted. Just popular vote determined the 3 we started with. And so we ended up taking a couple from, I think it was 4 years ago, and then one tune from just basketball band. We've not actually marched it before, but it was kind of funny. It ended up being kind of a dance theme. They did Shut Up and Dance, Timber, and then Dancing Queen. So even unintentionally, we had a theme going this year, which I thought was fun. And that's what we're sticking with for now. We did mix it up for one show. We brought the middle school out, and we did a combined band with them. And again, just social distance, which was incredible, by the way. The band was spread out from 15-yard line to 15-yard line. And so that was a lot of fun, and we played just school songs. We played the middle school song. We played high school songs. It was just a good time. So, again, the flexibility of this year really paying off in that regard.
All right, final question, and knock on wood, and barring any schedule changes, there will be at least one opportunity yet to come out and see the band because of no competitions. Hosting Capon in 1 week, what can people expect? Is it going to be the same show, different show? You mentioned maybe switching music, middle school, no middle school. What can people expect next week?
So this one will be just high school again, and at least for now, we're planning on the 3 tunes that I mentioned earlier from that kind of dance show that we inadvertently picked. But, the Hayes High football team's on fire right now, and if they make a run, I would certainly expect that we'll add a few new things as we go.
Matt, we sure appreciate the time. Thanks for the update.
Absolutely.
Matt Romey, the director of bands at USD 489, very interested to have known what the band had to go to and through to be able to put on a performance, and quite the list. And I'm sure we didn't get everything that's required of that group of kids and Matt as well. We'll take a break on the USD 489 halftime show. When we come back, we'll run over our happenings at Hayes High School. That's coming up on the Hayes High Sports Network, brought to you by Herman Physical Therapy.
Welcome back to the USD 480. Welcome back to the USD 489. Welcome back to the USD 489 halftime show from Maize South this week, and it's time to take a look at the happenings at Hayes High School. The cross-country team was at the WAC meet in Liberal yesterday. Many good times were ran, according to Coach Gerald Harris, and a good way to end the regular season. They'll have regionals coming up next Saturday. The girls took third, boys took fifth. The girls were led by Arely Maldonado, who ran a 16:05, Amelia Yeager 12th, Brenlin Albers 14th, Jacene Watson 15th, Avery Winter in 17th. On the boys' side, Landon Vierga was in 18th to lead the way. The soccer team was off this week. They resume play tomorrow at home against Classical School of Wichita. Tuesday, they will host Wichita Trinity and finish the regular season next Thursday against TMP. The volleyball team will be back in action tomorrow in Great Bend. That is for the Western Athletic Conference Championships. Then head to Goddard on the 20th. Substate is next Saturday, the 24th. A quick scheduling note that the Hayes High 9th grade and JV football team is coming up on Tuesday against Capon, the 20th. That has changed from October 26th. That's now this Tuesday, the 20th. And the games will start at 4 o'clock. Freshmen to 4, JV to follow. 8-minute quarters is how that schedule will be ran. And congratulations to the Hayes High Indian golf team. The ladies qualifying for a 15th consecutive year to the state tournament. They advanced with a second-place finish at Monday's Class 5A Regional in Wichita. Katie Dinkle led the squad with a 87 to finish 8th. The Class 5A tournament will be played at Salina Municipal Golf Course next Monday and Tuesday. Congratulations to Katie, Talia McCrae, Sophia Garrison, Sierra Smith, and Abby Norris for qualifying. It was limited this year how many you're able to take because of COVID. Congratulations to Coach Watts as well as the Hayes High Indian golf team heads to state. That's your happenings at Hayes High School on the USD 489 halftime show, part of the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy.
Hey, Vivian, let me know when there's 50. Back at Maize South High School, the Hayes High Indians will kick off down 21-7. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update for you. And some interesting scores coming across. Goddard Eisenhower up on Dodge City 16-14. Derby is beating Maize at halftime 21-19. Good game between 6A number 2 Derby, 5A number 4 Maize, and again Maize number 1 in the west half of 5A. Jack Fields will kick off for the Indians, an end-over-end kick that will be returned by Fitzpatrick from inside of the 10-yard line. A right hash return just across the 20, and the Indians rallied to take him down at about the 22-yard line. A nice special teams tackle by Hunter Harris. Other scores around halftime for you. It is a big lead for Bishop Carroll at halftime at Bishop Miege. They're up 42-21. Maize South will start the second half with the football. 266 yards of offense in the first half, 189 passing. Colin Shields, 16 of 20, a pair of touchdowns nearly into the half with a pick. Handoff, Cantu, nope, keeper on a pull by the quarterback. Shields makes a man miss, then runs into Tucker Beach just shy of the 40-yard line. They'll mark him down on the 40. After this drive started at the 22-yard line, a gain of 18. Shields pulled the ball from Cantu that time, and immediately the Mavericks back to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers to the left. Shields, shotgun snap, looks to throw left side, looking down the far side to Fitzpatrick, and it is almost intercepted, and it is taken away by the Hayes High Indians. An interception and a second turnover for Hayes High's defense. This one is Wyatt Crane with the takeaway. Wyatt Crane with his first career interception, and the Hayes High Indians have the football back down 21-7, 33 seconds into quarter number 2. Maize South had come in with 4 turnovers on the season. They have 2 more tonight. Wyatt Crane with the pick, and Hayes High has the football at their own 47-yard line. Down 21-7. Canick at quarterback with a pair of wide receivers to the left. It's a handoff, Maroney. He'll test the right side and again get taken down. Flag comes in on the play too. Right at about the point at the line of scrimmage. This looks like a face mask against the Mavericks. The flag is at the tackle at the 46, which would be a loss of about a yard. It is a 5-yard face mask against the Maize South Mavericks. So the Mavericks' 4th penalty of the night will put Hayes High at 1st and 14. Or excuse me, we'll put them down at about 1st and 6. It was at the point of the tackle, which was a yard loss. So 1st and 6, Canick tests the left side, gets a big block, still on his feet, 40, 30-yard line, and taken down from behind as he made one cut, got a huge block on the left side. I think that was Roy Maroney that sprung him free down to the 29-yard line. The Indians backed up a yard on their first carry to the 46. That's a gain of 20 for Jaron Canick. Now 77 yards. Snap to Jaron. He's going to keep it himself, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. The snap was low and to his right. He lost a yard. And the Indians have 2nd and 11. Hayes High has had 2 possessions in Maize South territory that they have not scored on, and they're down 21-7. Once from inside the red zone, once before the end of the first half. They got down to about the 45-yard line before they needed to punt the football. Indian football brought to you by Insurance Planning, Jeter Law Firm, Herman Physical Therapy. Keeper, Canick, left side, tries it again, runs into a defender as he will run into Caden McBratney down to the 25-yard line on a gain of 5. Canick now with more rushes in this game than he had in his varsity career. Hayes High will bring in the diesel package at the 25. Means Carson Spray and Gavin Hazelhorst from the defense into the game. Swartz and Maroney will exit. This will be 3rd down and 6. Indians in the first half, 3 for 6 on 3rd down. Swartz back into the ball game onto the right sideline. Kiefer in there as well. Play clock down to 8. Spray and Hazelhorst line up in front of Canick. Play clock down to 3. Jaron will take the snap with 1. He'll test the left side, get a block from Hazelhorst. He'll get taken down shy of the first down marker. A gain of about 2 to the 23.
Number 7, Jaron Canick on the run.
What does Hayes High do on 4th down? They have not gone for it on 4th down tonight, but on 4th and 3, you feel like from the Maverick 23-yard line, this is guaranteed go-for-it territory after the Indians got an interception. Wyatt Crane's first career pick to open up the second half, down 21-7. Diesel package still in. One-on-one coverage to the right side. 9 in the box. Canick on 4th down. He'll back up, throw over the top. Bryce Salmon's caught it. Touchdown, Hayes High Indians. Canick took 2 steps forward, stepped back, got it to Bryce Salmons over top of the defense. 21-13, and the Indians are back within 1 possession with 8:43 remaining in quarter number 3. Bryce Salmon's first career touchdown catch, Jaron Canick's first career touchdown pass, and Fields on to attempt the extra point to make it a 7-point ball game. He's 1 for 1 on point after kicks. The second one is up and good, and Canick hits Salmons on 4th and 3, and Hayes High is on the board as they score a second 23-yard touchdown tonight. Canick on 3rd down scored a 23-yard run. This time Canick to Salmons, a 23-yard touchdown pass. And Hayes High keeps themselves in this game. Maize South has turned the ball over twice tonight. They have, the Indians, scored both of their touchdowns off of the Maize South turnovers. Hayes High 6 plays, 53 yards on the drive. 8:43 to go, quarter number 3, and the Indians back within a score. Fields will kick off again. Last return of about 8 yards by Fitzpatrick, who stands back at his 10 this time. The high end-over-end kick takes Fitzpatrick to the right side. The ball lands at the 10. Fielded on a bounce by Fitzpatrick at the 8. Runs backward inside the 5. Still on his feet at the 5 now, near the 10, and he's hit as he goes to the sideline. And the Indians are able to corral him. Fitzpatrick ran about 50 yards to gain about 4, maybe, yards on the return. So the Hayes High defense, who has forced 2 turnovers tonight, a fumble and an interception. Hayes High now, including tonight's game, is plus 10 in the turnover margin. The Mavericks will start this drive from their 13-yard line. They went 2 plays earlier, a Colin Shields run, then a Colin Shields interception. Mavericks had 4 turnovers all year, 1 fumble, 3 interceptions. They have a fumble and an interception tonight. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right is Johnson. It's a handoff to Cantu, makes a man miss middle of the field. Hunter Harris saves a touchdown. It's still a first down up to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 12. Cantu 79 yards on 13 rushes, and if Hunter Harris doesn't read the play, Cantu is still running to the end zone. Indians over pursued on the counter play. Handoff again, Cantu, this time on the left side of the defense. Gets taken down. Gavin Nutting is there. Also is Gavin Myers on the scene as well. Gain of 1 to the 26. Gavin Nutting with tackle number 23, and that's a misleading stat. He and Carson Spray have been great at the defensive tackle spot this year, helping out the linebackers get tackles. Crum in motion, left to right. Indian defensive line shifts to throw is Shields. Steps up in the pocket. He'll get hit and taken down. A short gain to the 28-yard line. The Indians force pressure, and now they'll go to a nickel package. Their 3-3 stack, as coming into the game is Logan Casper, a 3rd linebacker. Shields got the ball out to the 28, a gain of 2. big third down, 3rd and 6 for a team that was 4 for 6 in the first half. The Mavericks converted on the 2 fourth downs. They didn't convert on 3rd. Long snap count. Crum in motion right to left for an extra blocker. He goes out for the pass. Shields looking down the field, and it's incomplete. He wanted Crum. Wyatt Crane caused the incompletion, and the Mavericks, right this moment, look like they need to punt for the first time tonight. Right now, the offense still out onto the field at their own 29-yard line. 28-yard line. And here comes the punting unit for Maize South. Their first punt tonight. Landon Eskridge is the listed punter, but that is not who has gone out to punt. Looks like Colin Shields stands out there still to punt. And it's a dropped ball, and the Indians are going to get it back inside of the 15-yard line. Gavin Hazelhorst came untouched into the backfield. Hazelhorst with the tackle for loss. Shields was the quarterback who was going to punt. He mishandled the snap, and it's all the way back to the 17. It's a loss of 11, and Hayes High is 17 yards away from tying this game up in the 3rd quarter. Gavin Hazelhorst's second tackle for loss tonight, and on his career, it is number 42. Indians with the ball starting in the red zone at the 17. Kanik, keeper right side, tries to outrun the defense. 15-yard line, big collision right on top of the 15. Gain of 2. And there's flags on the play. Oh, is Hayes High going to back themselves up? Hayes High scored a touchdown at our left end zone earlier tonight that was called back because of a penalty. This time they start at the 17. The official says, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Hayes High Indians. It was after the play. So the Indians pick up 2 to the 15, but then 15-yard penalty, their second penalty of the night. And they'll have the ball at the 29. The official's mic is still on. In the Great State Farm commercial, we can hear you. So the Indians have second down all the way back from their 29-yard line. A series that started at the 17. This will be second down and about 25 yards. Snap to Kanik. It's a keeper for him, left side, going nowhere. Getting ridden down behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, what a mistake by Hayes High. And the series isn't over yet, but the Indians are now back to the 33-yard line. A loss of 4. Hayes High will have third down, and they need to get down to about the 7-yard line. They're at the 33. 3rd and 26. The Indians had 1st and 10 from the 17 following a dropped punt snap that they covered up. And Hayes High is going to take a timeout, just avoiding a penalty. Oh, Hayes High twice tonight has had self-inflicted injuries. They brought back one of their own touchdowns because of a holding penalty. And instead of 2nd down and 8 from the 15 of Maize South, the Indians have 3rd and 26 all the way back at the 33-yard line. Trying to tie this up with 5:49 to go, 3rd quarter. Indian football brought to you by Hayes High Athletic Booster Club, Shelter Insurance Agent Dustin Shoemaker, USD 489, High Plains Roofing, and State Glass Company. Hayes High had a prime opportunity, and again, it goes down tonight that the Indians playing shorthanded, and they are trying to come back from a 21-7 halftime deficit that they, right now on this drive, are their own worst enemy. 2-yard gain, 15-yard penalty, loss of 4. How about an enemy? 2-yard gain, 15-yard penalty. Loss of 4. How about an end of third quarter score? Number 2, Perry LeCompton. Number 3, Topeka Hayden, scoreless. What a ball game. So the Indians have 3rd and 26 from the Maize South 33-yard line. Canick will step back, roll to the right. Now he'll take off and run. Get over one would-be tackle. Down inside the 25 to the 24. He'll pick up about 9 in what is 4-down territory for the Indians. This will be 4th down, and they will bring on Jack Fields to attempt a second extra point tonight, or excuse me, a second field goal of the night. This one will be from 42 yards out on 4th down and about 17. Fields missed earlier from inside 40. He's 0 for 2 on the year. This one from 42. The snap, the kick, end over end. Is it long enough? And it comes up just short. It was straight to the uprights, in between the uprights, and comes up just short. So the Indians, twice inside of the red zone, come up without field goals. Their only 2 penalties tonight inside the red zone. Hayes High is 2 penalties away from potentially having the lead in this game. Maize South football from their own 20. Their first 2 drives resulting in turnovers. Handoff Cantu to near the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. They'll mark him at the 24. Evan Cantu, 84 yards, 15 carries. A touchdown tonight, the 4th of his season. Boy, game's not over, but Hayes High right now has got to be looking at themselves and what could be. Touchdown taken off the board on a penalty, then an unsportsmanlike conduct after a play. Pass left side, almost intercepted. Indians read it. Dawson Von Felt cut on the football, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 6 for the Mavericks, who were 0 for 1 on 3rd down in the second half. Johnson to the near side. This is where they like to run that little underneath route. He'll be against Orth. The cornerback to this near side. 3rd and 6. Shields to throw. Looks to the near side for Crum. He'll get the first down. Still on his feet. Up the sideline. Breaks a 3rd tackle. And it's Logan Casper that has to ride him down inside the Hayes High 40 down to the 39-yard line. A 37-yard pass to Caleb Crum, his first catch of the night. And the first completion of the second half for Shields. Puts a man in motion. Play action pass. Shields steps up, now rolls to his left. He'll be taken down for a sack. 4 Indians get there. Looks like it's Gavin Hazelhorst who's going to end up with the sack. Back at the 45-yard line, a loss of 6. Another sack for Gavin Hazelhorst. And 2nd down and 16 now for the Mavericks. Handoff Cantu on a draw up the middle. It'll be the 6 yards they just lost on the previous play. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Mavericks, who are 1 for 1 on 3rd down. Hayes High Indians could not give up the opportunities that were presented to them, and so far they have. Twice into the red zone, coming away with no points. 2 right, 1 left on 3rd and 10 from the Hayes High 39-yard line for the Mavericks. Shields steps back to pass, looks over the middle. It is incomplete. Shields in the second half, 1 of 4 passing after 16 of 20 in the first half. Now what do the Mavericks do on 4th and 10? They are 2 for 3 on 4th down tonight. They had a botched, we'll call it punt snap, but the quarterback was still in the game, and you wonder if it was a fake from deep inside their own territory. Mavericks stay on the field in an offensive formation, a quarterback punt that is going to land inside of the 15, roll down to the 10, and be touched by the Mavericks at about the 9. So the Indian defense holds. It is the first punt of the night by the Mavericks. 3:04 to go in quarter number 3. The Indians will start from their own 9. Again, they started at the Mavericks 17 and failed to score. They've been in the red zone twice tonight and come away with no points. Their touchdowns have each come from 23 yards out following turnovers by the Mavericks. Indians without Dylan Dreiling, Jordan Dale, Ashton Thomas tonight. We haven't seen much of Trey Adams after he left in the first half, and Trey Adams is on crutches, the big defensive end. Shotgun for Kanik. Tests the right side of the waters, steps over a defender across the 10, across the 15, and he'll gain gain good yardage on first down. They'll mark him at about the 18-yard line, gain of 9. Kanik, 99 yards on 23 carries. Been a heavy load tonight for the normal wide receiver, but playing quarterback tonight with Dreiling and Dale out. And again, defensive end Trey Adams out of the game and on crutches. Indians down 21-14, 2.5 to go. In the third quarter, they forced the Mavericks to punt for the first time tonight. Kanik out of that shotgun, hands off to Maroney. Maroney right side. Does he get the first down? Looks like he does at the 20. They did not give it to him. They're blowing the play dead. There they give him the first down. So they mark this at the 10 to start. Maroney gets the first down, and the Indians keep the drive alive at the 20. Down 21-14. Indians with the only points of the second half. A 23-yard fourth down pass from Jaron Kanik to tight end Bryce Salmons. His first career touchdown. 2 wide receivers left for Kanik. Takes the snap to his left, fakes a handoff, runs up the middle, gets a crease across the 25-yard line. Good blocking by the offensive line to get the ball out to the 27-yard line and a gain of 7. They'll mark it out almost to the 28. Down to 1:22 to go in quarter number 3. Kanik out of that shotgun, calls out the cadence. Now will stand, check the far sideline. Maize South with 4 down linemen for this second down and 2 play. Kanik over the left side will tuck, get across the first down marker to the 31. That's good patient running. Didn't try to do too much with it. 4 plays, 2 touchdowns for the Indians. This one out to the 32-yard line. The Indians keep the clock and the ball. 53 seconds to go, quarter number 3, down 21-14. Took over the ball at the Maize South 17. Got 2 yards on first down, but then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty cost them 15, and they got no points out of the drive. Kanik puts a man in motion. It's a handoff on an end around to Beckman. Beckman makes one cut, and if he doesn't stumble, he has the near sideline to rumble up. But he ends up with positive yardage out to the 39-yard line. Beckman's first career carry nets 7 yards. Ball up to the 39. And that may be the end of the third quarter if the Indians wish, and it doesn't look like they're going to bring a play in. Hayes High within a touchdown with the ball going to the fourth quarter here at Maize South High School. We're back in 1 minute on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Maize High Indian football is brought to you by Aflac Insurance Agent Sean Swartz, Edward Jones, Daryl Jeff, and Linda Seibel, Paul Wartenberger Construction, Master Cleaners, and Coldwell Banker, our streaming partner, bringing you all of the games, home and road, on the Pace Post websites. Maize High with the football at the 38. It's a curious spot because the ball was at the 39 when we went to break. Second down and about 4 for Maize High. Snap to Canick. Goes left side, skinny side of the field. First down. He gets near the 50-yard line with a burst of speed. Marked at the 49 on a gain of 11. 122 yards tonight for Jaron Canick. Indians keep the football. Fourth quarter, down 21-7. They've been in the red zone twice, come away with no points, and trail by a score at 21-14. The Indians' only 2 penalties thus far tonight, the culprits from keeping a potential lead off the scoreboard. 2 Indians run into each other. Canick keeps the football, makes a man miss, spins at the 46 and taken down there. Gain of 5 into Maverick territory. Maize High has passed just 5 times tonight. Canick 4 for 5 for a touchdown to Bryce Salmons. The ball just short of the 35-yard line. Second down and about second down and we'll call it long 4 yards for Maize High. 2 wide receivers right. Keeper is a blocking back left. Handoff Maroney, gets hit from behind, and he'll barely get back to the line of scrimmage. And third down coming up for Maize High. About a half-yard gain for Maroney. Third down and 4 for the Indians, who are 0 for 2 on third down in the half. 3 for 9 in the game. Indians down by 7, 21-14. A touchdown taken off the board by an Indian penalty in the first half. And Maize High will go to the diesel package for 3rd and 4. Spray and Hazelhorse in front of Canick. The snap rolls in, and the Indians had a snap infraction. It's a false start. It is a snap infraction on Maize High, their 3rd penalty of the night, and it makes it 3rd and 9. The Indians backed up to the 50-yard line. 7th play of this drive. 3rd and 9 for Canick. It's a keeper left side. Canick will get a few yards on 3rd down and 9. He'll get to the 47 and a gain of 3. And you kind of feel like it might be necessary, or is it, for the Indians to go for it? 10 minutes remaining in the game. Maize High down 21-14. A pair of timeouts left. They're at the Maverick 47-yard line. What was 3rd and 4 was backed up on the Indians' 3rd penalty of the night. Maize High has hurt their chances this evening on those penalties. They have come at the most inopportune times. This is 4th and 6. Canick will step back. He'll punt it away. A high end-over-end punt into the wind. Takes a good Maize High bounce inside of the 20. So the Mavericks hold and force an Indian punt. The Indians tonight twice inside the red zone, twice with no points, and down 21-14. The Mavericks in the second half, interception, turnover on downs, and punt. Can the Indian defense come up with another stop? 9:25 remaining in the game. Maverick football starting at their own 18-yard line. Indians have forced a pair of turnovers and a turnover on downs. Shields, handoff to Cantu, sidestep the defender, gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That time it is Gavin Nutting with the tackle for loss, his 7th of the season, 11th of his career. Oh, they'll give him a yard. Apparently bounced forward. Cantu, 91 yards on 17 carries tonight. 1 touchdown from a yard out. 2nd and 9. Shields has 2 wide receivers to his left. Shotgun snap. Throws a screen to the near side for Fitzpatrick, and he sidesteps one defender and gets hit hard on the sideline, trying to pick up extra yardage. Fitzpatrick's second catch of the night. He caught the first pass of the night. The ball goes out to the 23-yard line, a gain of 4 to Fitzpatrick. On the 18th pass completion tonight by quarterback Colin Shields. This is 3rd and 6. Mavericks 1 of 3 in the second half on 3rd downs. 2 right, now Crum in motion to the right side. Shields takes a low snap, throws near side to Fitzpatrick. The spot, all important here. The official is right along the first down marker, and he says first down. Got the exact 6 yards that he needed. And the Mavericks will keep the football at the 28-yard line. That's a big 3rd down conversion. It keeps the clock rolling. On this snap at 8:43, handoff, Cantu on a counter, big hole, watch out, 45. Beach the only guy that can catch him, and he will, at the Hayes High 38-yard line. Tucker Beach saves a touchdown. 34 yards for Cantu, who now is at 125 on the night. The Mavericks quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Shields again to Cantu, same play, the Indians bottle it up. Carson Spray got in low and to the inside of his offensive lineman. No gain on the play. 8:10 to go in the game. Hayes High down a touchdown. They had the ball. They've had the ball in Maize South territory 4 times, but they have not scored twice in the red zone. Maize South 2 for 2 in the red zone. 3 wide receivers to the right side for Shields. He looks that way. Quick throw over the middle, deflected and almost intercepted off the deflection by Tucker Veach, who gave a diving headfirst try for it. Incomplete. Indians nearly force a 3rd turnover of the night by the Mavericks, who have 4 all year long. 236 yards passing tonight for Colin Shields, had 189 at halftime. 3rd and 10 for the Mavericks from the Hayes High 37-yard line. Shields rolls out to his right, buys some time, throws a dart that is incomplete. In the second half, Shields 3 for 8 for 47 yards. And what do the Mavericks do on 4th and 10 from the Indian 37-yard line? And right now, line up to go for it. They are 2 for 3 on 4th down tonight, and the the quarterback will punt it. It'll go out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. The official says taken out at the 2 by the gunner. I believe that was Fitzpatrick, and the Indians will need to go 98 yards as they force a second punt. So the first half, the Mavericks go fumble, touchdown, 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 then had the ball to end the half. Second half, interception, turnover on downs, punt, punt. And now the Indians have the ball at their own 2-yard line. Down 21-14, 7:42 to go. As they move left to right in the 4th quarter, Indian football brought to you by Roof Masters, Insurance Planning, Jeter Law Firm, and Herman Physical Therapy. Indians out of the diesel package. Spray and Hazelhorst to the backfield. 2 wide receivers right out of their own end zone. High snap. Jaron keeps. He'll get out of the end zone. He'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage as he stretches the ball forward. No gain on the play. That was a great punt by the quarterback that one of the gunners ran down and ran it out of bounds. Grabbed it, ran out of bounds at the 2. They have pinned the Indians deep. They're down 21-14. They've had the ball twice inside the red zone of Maize South, but come away with no points. That right now is the storyline, and both times hurt themselves on penalties. Again out of the diesel package. Canick will test the left side, tuck it in his left arm, run over a defender and get out to the 5. That is a tough 3 yards. Canick, the D1 prospect, will get it out to the 5. Set up 3rd down and 7. Hayes High has not converted a 3rd down in the half. 0 for 3 and just 3 for 10 in the game. Indians were 2 for 2 on a drive that put them into the red zone, but then committed a penalty on what would have been the 3rd conversion of that drive. Out of the diesel package, 3rd and 7. Canick will keep, try to find a hole across the 10 on his feet. He's at the 20, 25-yard line, and the Indians will convert on 3rd and 7 for 20 yards. The heartbeat continues to pump for the Indians. 6:15 to go, down 21-14. Out of the shadow of their own end zone, the Indians have the ball now out to the 25. Keller, Kiefer, Beckman, wide receivers right. Back out of the shotgun. Beckman in motion. Handoff to Kyler. Cuts it up the field over the 30-yard line. Still on his feet for a first down across the 35 to the 38-yard line. That'll be a gain of 13 for Kyler Beckman. His 2nd carry of the night and career will take him out to the 38. First down for the Indians. They got into Maize South territory on their previous drive, had 3rd and 4, but a snap infraction cost them 5 yards. Could not do anything on 3rd and 9. 3 wide receivers right again for Canick. Maroney to his left. Beckman in motion. Canick has to go to his left to get the snap. Now runs up the middle. 45, 50, turns on the Jets. 45. On his back is a Maverick defender as he goes down at the 39-yard line. 23 yards on the run. Canick at 176. Indians have had a 200-yard rusher this year. Dreiling is at a 160-yard game. Now Canick at 176. Hayes High had a 200-yard rusher in a game since 2014. Dale did it earlier this year. Dreiling got close against Liberal, and now Canick at 176 on 32 carries. And Maize South wants a timeout. 4:56 remaining in the game. And the Indians down 21-14 have the football into Maize South territory for a 7th time in this game. They've only scored on 2 of them. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. Let's check things out from around the state this evening. Hayes Kalon for the grain grass you want in the spring. It all starts with spraying in the fall. Call Hayes Kalon. Kirk Maska 623-0674. Kurt Viner 623-8427. What do we got for you around the states? Well, not much in the way of 5A coming across. Larned up on Hugoton 42-6. Smith Center shutting out El Saline 34-0 in the 4th quarter. Also on the Hayes Kalon scoreboard update, Goodland up on Russell 27-16. TMP up on Cimarron 12-9 at Lewisfield Stadium. Ness City shutting out Meade 42-0. Ness City's healthy for the first time this year, last week and this week. Watch out for the Eagles. That's your Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. Not a lot else coming through right now. Hayes High down 21-7 at half. They've had the ball inside the red zone twice, but come away with no points, and they're down 21-14 with 4:56 remaining in this game. Indians left to right, Maroney and Canick in the backfield. Hayes High without Dreiling and Dale and Ashton Thomas this evening. On offense, Bill Scott on defense. 2 right, 1 left for Canick. High snap. It's a keeper by Canick, a busted play. He breaks out of the tackle and almost gets free. Boy, Canick turned to his right. The running back ran left. Canick lucky to get a yard out of it. Busted play, and the Indians have the ball still, though, at the 37-yard line. Seventh play of this drive that started back at the Indians' own 2. Beckman in motion. It's a play action. Throwing deep for Kiefer. Carson hauls it in at the 15. Hurls a defender inside the 10-yard line. And the Hayes High Indians will have the ball. 1st and goal. Canick hooks up with Kiefer. And the Indians Indians have another opportunity inside the red zone with 4:14 remaining. Kiefer's third catch tonight. He goes down at the 7. A 30-yard pass play. His first 2 catches had totaled 2 yards. Indians haven't gotten any points in the red zone tonight. This time they'll have first and goal from the 7, inside 4 minutes remaining in the game. Diesel package with Spray and Hazelhorst in the backfield with Kanik, who has a touchdown pass and a touchdown run tonight. Snap to Kanik. He'll go straight up the middle at the 5, lower his shoulder, try to get an inch or two closer as he crawls down to about the 4-yard line. 180 on 34 carries for Jaron Kanik tonight. He's throwing for another 90. Indians right back to it. Snap to Kanik. He bobbles it, keeps it to his right at the 5, and he'll get back to about the line of scrimmage. Oh, the Indians hurting themselves in the red zone tonight. No gain, lucky to have the football. 3rd down and goal from about the 4. Indians converted on 3rd and 7 earlier on this drive, 4-down territory. 3rd and goal from the 4, down 21-14, 2:55 and counting here at Maize South. 11 on the play clock. Diesel package with Spray and Hazelhorst in the backfield, trying to usher Kanik into the end zone. Jaron will go left side, has an angle, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Hayes High Indians. They're a point away from tying this thing up with 2:38 to go in the game. They score on 3rd down and goal from the 4. Kanik with a 2nd touchdown rush tonight. And now on for 2. The Hayes High Indians want to try to take the lead. Hayes High keeps the offense on the field with the Diesel package. For the 2-point conversion, Kanik, left side, no chance. It was the same play, and the Indians don't get there. Down 21-20 with 2:38 remaining. Hayes High went for the win. Wow. 2:38 to go. Kanik ran it in on 3rd down. They tried the same Diesel package play and did not get in for the 2-point conversion. (21-20). Now the Indians, with only 2 timeouts left, have to stop the Maize South Maverick offense that in the second half has gone interception, turnover on downs, punt. Indian football brought to you by Next Tech, Midwest Energy, Gibbs Auto Supply, and Steel Fabrications. Hayes High went for a potential win. A 2-point conversion would have given them a 22-21 lead. And their defense back out onto the field. Instead, their defense will come out on the field down 21-20. Maize South brings their hands unit onto the field, not expecting a kick. The lone deep returner will be Byron Fitzpatrick. So does Hayes High go to the onside kick, and that's how they're lining up right now. What a second half effort by the Hayes High Indians, who looked on their heels and struggling in half number 1. Fields for his first onside attempt of the year. The kick takes a high bounce. It's grabbed by one of the up guys for the Mavericks. I believe that was Caden McBratney. And now the Hayes High defense has got to come up with a stop with 2 timeouts left and 2:36 to go. The Hayes High offense was not playing for overtime. The Mavericks will get the ball at the Hayes High 49. That drive by Hayes High was a 92-yard drive to get it to 21-20. Indians defense has not allowed any second half points. Maize South averages 44 a game. They have 21 all from the first half. Snap, turn, give to Cantu up the middle, and about a 3-yard gain to the 46. Hayes High will take a timeout. Cantu's 20th carry of the night for 128 yards. Indian football brought to you by Heartland Building Center, Hayes K-Lawn, and Discount Siding. Indians have a timeout remaining. A 2-point conversion did not go for Hayes High, and they are down right now at 21-20. The other part of this is that Hayes High had the ball in the red zone 2 other times tonight and did not score. Factor that in. Hayes High is down 21-20. One of the drives, they had 3rd down and 8. A touchdown was scored but called back on a penalty. The second time into the red zone, the Indians had the ball 1st and 10 from the Mavericks 17 and got no points out of it. If Hayes High just gets any points on either of those drives, they lead right now in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and about 6. Handoff, Cantu again, gets hit in the backfield and dropped. Well, he'll pull forward. I looked down for a second because I am not used to Will Catterick's number out there, number 33, playing for the injured Trey Adams. Hayes High will take their final timeout as the ball goes inside the 45, near the 43-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and nearly 5, about 4.5 yards for the Mavericks to essentially end this game. And you kind of wonder also for the Mavericks, is this 4-down territory? 2:25 to go. Hayes High just used their final timeout. They drove 98 yards. They had 3rd and 7 from their own 5. Canick, a 25-yard run. Kyler Beckman had a big run, a 30-yard pass play from Canick to Kiefer, part of that play, part of that drive. Indians scored, but elected to go for 2 in the lead. It did not convert. It was just the 2nd time Hayes High had gone, 3rd time that Hayes High had gone for 2 this year. Here's a handoff, Cantu, 1st down. The misdirection with Fitzpatrick. Indians out of timeouts. And on 3rd down and 4, Cantu picked up 5. And that will almost do it. 2:10 remaining in the game. Shields hurrying up the offense, and the Indians jumped. Hard snap count on just the Indians. 4th penalty of the night. Hayes High short-handed, gave themselves opportunities. Twice in the red zone, did not get any points prior to their touchdown on their last drive. A 2-point conversion that did not get into the end zone, and Hayes High down 21-20, minute 58 and counting. And the clock continues to run after the penalty, essentially acting like an additional play for the Mavericks to continue that clock going. Down to a minute 45. Snap, Indians bring a blitz. Shields keeps on his feet, 1st down. Inside the 25 to the 24, a gain of 9. And that will do it. The Mavericks can take a knee from here on out and end this thing. Hayes High down 21-7 at half, regrouped in the locker room, and they gave themselves a chance to win, but are going to come up short and suffer their first loss of the year. Now, when it comes at right now anyway, if the Mavericks take a knee, and that's the formation they're going into, there's no more points scored. The Indians will lose a single point in the marginal points, which is big. If you're going to lose by the minimum. Hayes High an extra point away from tying it up, went for 2, and the potential win are going to come up a point short. And again, twice in the red zone, twice coming away with no points prior to the cap-off of their 98-yard drive to get within the point. Mavericks will need to take one more knee to end this thing. Maize South keeps their opportunity for a first-round home game alive. The teams will start to shake hands, and that will do it. Hays High shuts out the Mavericks in the second half. A team that averages 44 points a game scores 21 against the Hays High Indians. It's the most points that Hays High has given up this year by just 7. Hays High will drop to 5-1 on the year. The Mavericks 4-2. And now Hays High with Capen 1 week from tonight to close out the regular season. Maize South gets Derby next week. A whole lot to be determined in the next 7 days to see where everybody lands in week number 9 of the high school football season. For HaysPost.com and the Hays High Sports Network, I'm Dustin Armbruster. Postgame show starts on the radio side next, following this break on the Hays High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy.